Yes, I think that we cannot say that it is a catastrophe. It is beyond actually catastrophe. We are watching now the darkest days of Gaza since October 7th. We are talking now about hundreds of thousands of people that had been forced to displace from Al-Shada'iyah, from Rafah area, and also the food aid is running out. We are we are very close to see, signs of hunger in all over the Gaza Strip, and also the same thing is applied on in medicine, on medical supplies, and fuel, and everything. I think it is the darkest, period that Gaza even saw in since the start of the war on October 7th.
Sir, like you've mentioned, UNRWA facilities, including schools and clinics, have been repeatedly bombed, actually. What is your reaction to the most recent attacks on the Dar al Arqam school and also the UNRWA clinic in Jabalia?
Look, let's go what the Commissioner General of UNRWA said just 1 hour ago, that we are talking about 100 children being killed and injured every day since the start of the shelling on March 18. 100 children have been killed. So we are talking about the majority of those who are being killed. They are innocent people. They are children and women. And the big question is like that, even if Israel going after someone, they consider them that he is dangerous. It is, it's that justifying the killing of tens of children, of innocent people in that place. This is the big question. I
Mm.
think that the price is being paid by innocent, by children, by women, by people that don't have any links with political parties, or they don't understand even in politics. And sometimes you can find them against, political parties. They're just ordinary people. They want to survive, to live. They have their dreams as any citizen and all over the world. But unfortunately now in Gaza, if you throw a stone, you will kill and injure, not only using, shells and tanks and fires here and there.
Speaking of the big question, there has been a repeated targeting by the Israeli occupation forces on the humanitarian facilities by UNRWA sheltering displaced people. The question here, are these attacks isolated incidents, or do you believe there is a deliberate targeting of humanitarian infrastructure?
No, we're talking about nearly 300 of our installation had been targeted since the October 7th. We are talking about 290 of our staff had been killed. Talking about 700 Palestinians were sheltered in our installation, also had been killed. By the way, all the coordinates of this installation are being sent to the Israeli side twice a day. So they know everything. They are aware of our shelters. We never open a shelter in Gaza without getting the permission of the Israeli army. So they know everything. But we are talking now about more than 300 installations that had been of UNRWA only, that had been destroyed either completely or partially. So no, we cannot talk about mistakes. This is unbelievable. If you kill 700 people in our shelters and 290 of our staff and destroying 300 installation, what kind of mistake we are talking about?
Adding to that, shedding light on the shutdown of all UNRWA supported bakeries and aid pipelines, how is this affecting the displaced populations across the Strip?
We can see now in the streets of Gaza Strip, women, men, and families, they are seeking for a piece of bread. They don't find it. No bakeries at all. The food aid, the flour, what we have, it will be running out maybe within days. And after that, we will be talking about the real hunger all over Gaza Strip. The suffering increased and increased to unbelievable, limit. And we think that I think that every part of the world will be watching very soon that there is a real catastrophe in Gaza relating to food, fuel, medical supplies, and all that stuff.
Now, sir, with more than 60% of Gaza now designated as a no go zone, what logistical and ethical challenges does UNRWA face in providing assistance?
The food is running out. It is very important. The fuel is running out, and Also, to move through the Gaza Strip is very dangerous. You need to coordinate every movement with the Israeli authority. There is no security, actually, no secure place. And also, there is a very important issue. There is a big mess in Gaza. This is what happened, just 48 hours ago, that the massive people, massive population of hungry people, they attacked one of our installation because they are hungry. They don't have anything, and they took nearly 3,000 bags of flour. So we are talking about a big mess, and the absence of the authority, the absence of everything. So no food, no medical supplies getting into Gaza since March, the 2nd of March, and we think the circumstances are getting worse and worse.
For instance, the fact that humanitarian workers are also, I have to ask you, do you believe the international community is doing enough to protect the humanitarian workers and also enforce international law in Gaza?
Everyone is talking about what's going in Gaza. The UNSG is talking, UNRWA Commissioner General is talking, regional countries like Egypt, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Emirat are also condemning what's going on. There is a grave, a violation of international law in Gaza. But in reality, what's going on the ground, we believe that, we see that Israel, as the Israeli High Court said that international law does not apply on Gaza. So we don't know what to do. Actually, we are doing our utmost efforts politically, media pressure, everywhere, communicating with all parties, but unfortunately, the worst is coming.
Sir, there are claims from the Israeli side accusing UNRWA of aid diversion. I have to ask you, how do you respond to these allegations, and how does UNRWA track its aid deliveries?
It's nonsense. It's not true. We defy the Israeli side, to give us an evidence that any of the assistance of the food that coming to our, stores, to our installation, is being taken by other parties. It's not happening at all. And if that happened, we will be the first to condemn and to tell everybody about anyone who tried to steal or to control our food supply or assistance or medical supplies. Because everything is getting into Gaza. We are coordinating with other parties, with other UN organizations, to get it distributed to all Palestinians. And after the ceasefire, as example, we succeeded in distributing food to 2 million Palestinians in the Gaza Strip, and 500,000 of the population received tents and clothes, sheltering, plastic, and all that stuff. So talking about diversity of food aid to this party and that party, it's not true.
With the dire situation intensifying, I have to ask you, is UNRWA able to maintain any semblance of education or health services under the current circumstances?
Yes. Yes, we do. Right now, we use the installation, what remained of our installation, to educate, in person, nearly 50,000 children, but nearly 250,000 kids also are registered in our online system. Our healthy clinics, we right now, we have 9 major healthy clinics. We provide health care on daily basis, nearly 18,000 Palestinians. And we distribute food, fuel, and also collecting garbage from the camps, and functioning, making water wells to function in the camps. We continue doing that, but the main problem that we are running out items, running out of food, running out of fuel, running out of medicine. So we have the capacity. We have thousands of staff. We have hundreds of installations. We still we have them. We have shelters that located that hundreds of thousands of Palestinians still receiving our aid, either inside the shelters or also outside the shelter. But the big question: what will happen after 10 days? After 2 weeks? After some days? We don't know when everything is running out.